Hello, fair, faithful viewer. Like my haircut? It's nice and short. I have to deal with the heat now. Um, I did that. A bit more character. Anyway, this is gonna be a short. I'll try and make it more like 5 minutes. Anyway, today's inspirational video. I don't know if I talked about this before in another video or not, but I thought it was an interesting concept. Is the we all know about horror films and certain horror film tropes, but the one trope or subgenre I'd like to talk about, and it's only a very small handful of them, is the ones where it just drops out of the sky. You know, uh, unlike The Thing, and unlike Killer Clowns from Outer Space, some things that do like literally drop out of the sky, but that's more of a saying, not literally. But that's the thing with horror films and other horror film tropes or thrillers, is that there's always some sort of road sign that says, makes you kind of go, maybe this is not, to the characters and to the audience that you're getting into. And you have the guy that says, "I warn thee," that guy. Uh, but these horror films have no road signs. It's just boom, something falls out of the sky, smacks you in the face, and you're wondering what the fuck was that? And then you realize you're in the middle of a monster film. Two such films is um, Tremors, the first movie, and Predator, the first film. Great face films. You don't necessarily have to go into the other films necessarily, though they are good films, but not quite as good as the first. That's usually how that goes. So you have the openings to this. It's like there are no road signs. There is nothing to hint that something's going down. Uh, Tremors is a wide open plain, no trees. It's just flat land, some hills and rocks. So there's no real place to really hide. You know, it's their home, and these two guys, Earl and Grady, are going to leave. That's the opening. That's their life. That's their life uninterrupted up until that point. That's the first 20 minutes of this film. Is you see the day in the life, the small little town, these two guys, and they said, "That's it. We're done. We're out of here. We're off to bigger and better things. Anything else, because this is as boring as all hell." And that's their life. It's boring, and their jobs are icky and stuff. Anyway, so the opposite of that in Predator is these guys are not home. They are far away from home. They're not even in their own country, for crying out loud. And they are trained soldiers. They're out in the middle of the jungle. They're fighting people. I couldn't quite understand which jungle they're in. So I don't know if they're in Vietnam or Brazil. Apparently, they're supposed to be in South America. Apparently, but I didn't realize that until like way later in life. Where it's like, wait, they're in South America? I thought they were in like Vietnam or something. I thought again, not anyone said anything, and their ethnicity wasn't exactly as hard. That's clearly that type of people, so it's kind of hard to see, like what's going on with what exactly. Until later, I understood what the concept of language was. Remember, this is all when I was a kid. I was like 4 and 5 and 6 when I saw these films. So trust me, when I wasn't really paying close attention to Predator. You could see what I thought about what people were saying in the first 20 films I used to watch. Oy, boy, did I get certain concepts wrong. But anyway, that's another story. Another story. So yeah, so these have two radically, pretty much polar opposite openings. One is a slow burn because it's boring. The guys in Predator and Tremors is boring. The guys in Predator are under siege. It's tense. There could be a guy or some sort of, army around every tree. You don't know. So it gets that 20-minute mark where suddenly, remember, no road signs. This is just humans going about human everyday things. Wars do happen. Boring home life does happen. And then the 20-minute mark, and boom, you got your first indication to the audience, and but not necessarily to the characters, that something's amiss. Earl and Grady find a guy stuck up on an electrical line, tower. In Predator, the first real indication that something weird is going on is one of their friends is brutally killed and just gone. And it's like, what the hell is that? Like, how could he just be gone? It's like, don't you think we would have seen somebody? It's like, how do you carry off a whole body like that? So it's like, okay, that's a little weird, but there's no real road sign that anything really is off. It's just like, huh. And I know it's like splitting hairs here at this point, but it's not a real road sign. It isn't until after that they start to kind of go further and further into this. They realize, something is a little bit more amiss and a little bit more amiss. It becomes like a bit of a mystery because this is part of like, okay, something's going on. I just don't know what. It's like kind of that another 15 to 20 minutes of head scratching while stuff still goes on in both films. You know, it's slowly ramping up. This is where the movie starts to ramp up. So from that first road mark saying, yeah, something is happening, but it's not danger. It's just odd. As opposed to the horror films where it's like clearly, this has a Crystal Lake. Every movie, since Friday the 13th, Crystal Lake has this horrific backstory that gets more and more compounded as time goes on, but everyone keeps going there and shit like it's nothing. Like, well, it's not going to happen to me, and then they get killed, and now they're part of the history too, or lineage. Legend? Legacy? Forget. Whatever word applies to that. And yeah, the Halloween, all the other horror films, they all have an established history, you know, to them, and everyone hears about it, but they kind of go, pfft, it's not like that's gonna happen to me in Haddonfield or Elm Street. Yeah, sure, I'll live on Elm Street. It's not like that's gonna happen to me. So everyone keeps, so they know they are forewarned. Shit has happened in the past. People have been brutally murdered, but I'll live here anyway because not like it's gonna happen to me. So yeah, that's the roadside I'm talking about. Is where they just ignore the history. You get the history lesson, and they just ignore it. So, but there is no back history. There's no legend. Nobody's like they said. Earl and Grady, when they finally come across the monster, when the monster is finally revealed for the first time, where you realize what you're up against. Uh, he says, has anyone ever heard anything about this in the geological record? Goes, oh yeah, oh sure, Bert, everyone knows about it. We just didn't tell you. Oh hell, no one's ever seen anything like this. We're really on to something here. And that's the thing. There is no back history. That's what I love about these films. There's no back history. There's no preparation. There's no, I heard the story, so clearly I know what to do, how to defeat them. You know, people have defeated this monster in the past, but it keeps coming back up. But here's how to defeat it again. Or at least some inkling, too, that it has a weakness. Um, they have to, and they don't have weapons. They don't come prepared. You have like your two, both hands and a rock. That's all you get. So it's like you make do with what you have, and it shows human ingenuity in both. They both have to try to outsmart these predators. The graboids and the predator, and setting up traps and bait and switch and not really be able to use the same trick twice, and try not to have your target try to wise up to what it is you're doing. Is basically this whole cat and mouse outsmarting each other type of thing throughout the rest of the film. About the next like hour or 40 minutes or so is just them trying to keep one step ahead from each other. And yeah, no one is stupid. No one is overly smart or incredibly dumb, in order to move the plot along or for someone to die. It's like, no, you're not stupid. It's just you don't know what you're dealing with, and you're trying to do this as you go along. So everything is logical. The deaths are logical. The intelligence is logical. And yeah, yeah, that's what I like about it. It's very human. It's very believable. This is how you would do it. Um, in Predator, they realize they don't know what the hell they're up against. Like, what are we facing here? Clearly, this is not a human being. Like, clearly. And they said that they found blood. And Arnold says, if it bleeds, we can kill it. That means we're dealing with a mortal thing, not some unkillable force. We're dealing with something biological like us. We bleed, we die. If this thing bleeds, ergo it must die too. So they utilize logic, you know, very little evidence, but they utilize what they got and to utilize, to come to some reasonable hypothesis. And same in tremors. They once they understand what it is and how it works, they realize, okay, now let's work with that and how do we get around this? So problem solving and problem solving and problem solving. So I highly recommend these two films. And some of the sequels are pretty good too. They get a little jovial at times, or really bizarre, and take the storyline. They take liberties with the storyline. What else was there? That's about it. But yeah, but even like in the thing, they don't know what they're up against. But you go to you know some other place and it's like shit's kind of going on here. Hey, let's bring back this burnt corpse. Because it's kind of like you gotta do the stupid thing, and like in Lost World, you got to do 15 stupid things because it was all set up to not happen again. They were learning from their mistakes, right? You would think, well, let's just not do that. Oh, wait, let's do 15 stupid things in order for this plot to advance or even happen at all. And it's like, you cannot be that stupid. Why would you have a control panel on the inside? Why would you think it's smarter than you? Why would you not have tested your system to make sure, oh no, it's still in the pen. Like, we can't tell our satellite systems or whatever is not working. We can't get it to work properly. I'm not getting a clear signal. It's like, that's stupid. And it's like, and you watch it, 15 stupid things in a row in order to get that fucking dinosaur out of the fucking cage so you can have your fucking movie. And it's like, that's stupid. No. And you don't know what the hell that guy was doing with the Indominosaurus, really? This wasn't documented at all. It wasn't pre-approved for how it was being mixed. It's just, I just take that film for so many fucking reasons. But anyway, that's why I said it's like I love the Predator and the Tremor series. Is that it's superb. It's not stupid. And I guess that's everything I have to say about that. Yeah, so that's a good premise to have without the standard tropes of the backstory or the road signs. It's how to do it. How to do something. The monster falls out of the sky and smacks you upside the face or blindsides you. Type of story. That's how you do it. Do it right and logical. And you keep away from epic stupidity. Anyway, so I guess that's it. So I will talk to you later. And comment or not if you like my new haircut. You know. Alright, so take care.